I've actually had this really weird idea thrown at me as well, which is that empathy is a feminine trait. Empathy is only a feminine trait, and it doesn't belong in leadership. To which I would ask, so women don't belong in leadership? However, I don't really get where traits are genderized to begin with. Empathy actually goes throughout the animal world as well. It's not a strictly human trait. Animals have been shown giving empathy and kindness and compassion to each other. So to strictly say it's feminine is a little short-sighted. Plus, that's intimating that men can't have empathy. And I've seen plenty of men with empathy. And I've seen plenty of women without it. Empathy doesn't stick to a certain gender or a certain class or a certain group of people. Empathy goes not only throughout the human world, but also throughout the animal world. So that's another erroneous idea that we need to get rid of. So as an empathic leader, what do you do with this? The first thing you have to do, and I'm going to say this a lot, is to exercise your self-empathy. Know who you are. Be willing to tackle the hard parts, the dark parts about yourself. Know where you may be judging yourself or where you may be judging others by trying to meet expectations that you can't. Right? Remember? Because we try to meet expectations we can't meet, in this case, of what a leader should be. And when we can't meet those expectations because we've compared ourselves to them and we can't quite meet it, we judge ourselves. Comparison just means you look at two things and look how they're different. Judgment is when you look at two things, see how they're different, and then judge yourself lacking, or the other thing lacking because of it. You've got to be able to tackle where these expectations are that you're not actually beholden to in the first place, such as the expectation that leaders are always strong, always solid, always right there and never, never, never weak. You're never going to meet that expectation, and it's an erroneous expectation anyway. Figuring out where these expectations are, whether or not they actually fit, because there may be expectations that do, and then understanding how you yourself want to display. Is the expectation you're going to be always strong and never show weakness? Is that your expectation? Do you believe it makes you the best leader? Once you come to understand these expectations in that way and give yourself empathy, giving yourself that latitude to learn about yourself and be in that feeling so that you can then show yourself self-compassion, the kindness that maybe you need, the space to be able to say, no, this isn't my expectation, the latitude to be able to make that choice. Then you could start deciding which of these traits you want to embody and where you want your boundaries to be. That's important. Until you understand where your boundaries are, you can't enforce them. And in order to know where those boundaries are, you've got to take stock of who you are and what you believe insofar as how you want to lead.